this idea since we ended the program in 2013. We believed that we needed an extra space for gathering and for keep practicing biomimicry, because at some point you are just there and there are not so many biomimics all over the world, so we really needed to gather together again and to find a sweet spot for us. So since reconnection and these in-person sessions, they were so amazing for all of us, so in 2014 we started with the Biomimicry for the Soul, and it was done between Gamma, Sarah, maybe from Egypt, and myself. So we started the idea in Yucatan, and we went there all together with all the biomimics from professionals and specialists. So we created this BSOL, which is a network of biomimicry practitioners. We are not training in biomimicry, but actually just trying to keep sharp the biomimicry in us. That seed was always in us on how to bring value of different cohorts of biomimics. We're putting a talk show in between Gamma and I to have some guests.
You go into details, tell us about this innovation that you did and what that begins to do. It gives you a platform to get further publicity, or if you are looking for collaborators, or you may say, all I need, guys, is some crowdfunding. I've got this idea, but I'm short of $20,000. Instead of going to the bank or whatever, the people in the group, they already trust you as a human being. They think you have the expertise and everything. They might be willing to invest in that.
But here you also are aligned in terms of ethos, in terms of reconnection and this bigger vision of a healthy planet, a thriving planet, creating conditions conducive to life.
There are so many possibilities that could come out of this. We cannot list all of them. Some of them will be even imagined things that we haven't thought about. But it's clear to us that what may look like an ordinary show might actually have so many spin-offs that could add so much value for the community. We're trying to really boost the ecosystem.
In the hour that we're planning, will be tell us about your project, so get some showcasing your project, but also let's talk a little bit of biomimicry. So a specific favorite strategy that triggers your mind, or a specific term. So for example, in my case, I really love this idea on bioluminescence. We are global, this is a good timing, regeneration is there, and they need biomimics. And we need to learn faster to cross-pollinate. Even though that I was a nature lover, I didn't have the biology behind me. So now I'm able to have a discussion, a decent discussion with biologists. Yeah. We're all globally cross-pollinating.
Another thing about biomimics, which I find fascinating, you have such a strong relationship even with people you don't know, you have never met, just because you know they are part of the biomimicry family.
Yeah.
You are willing to go to a foreign country and look them up.
This comes from the oven, and I'm doing this new platform on how to regenerate the earth from a digital perspective. And we have this tool set of nature patterns that I put together, because I think the universal communication language in between humans started visually instead of just verbally. I think as biomimics, we really need to feature what we are doing all together, because it seems that just big companies or a guy that invented something, he was doing biomimicry, like because they use a shape or they imitated nature. But actually, my feeling is that we're as a pioneers, we are in the leading edge of sustainability. What used to be sustainability is now regeneration, and biomimicry is on the leading edge of this regeneration. And we have the ethos as well. And that makes us so different.
We are going to work across different cohorts. I know there is a lot of good work and innovation going on out there. Unfortunately, we don't know all of it.
Yeah.
And this also, initiative has to bring that out.
What did it take to bring biomimicry into the next level into your organization? For example, in my case, I've been designing the next stage of Seven Vortex as a community to behave as a superorganism. Some
of the innovation, of course, has to be in line with the context, but nature also does multifunctional design.
Totally.
And I always tell people that with my finger, I can point direction, I can lift something, and I can test the temperature of the water in the bath. And of course, they always laugh when I tell them I can scratch my wife on the back with my finger. So, Yuko and myself and Nan and Robert, we produced an innovation model. In other words, we looked at how innovation happens in nature and pulled out those strategies and used them to develop a model. And each one of us then took that idea and expressed it in their own way. It's like someone taking the same engine, putting in a car, someone puts in a boat, someone puts in a plane. It's the same engine. What inspired the name Biomimicry Ecotone?
We have done also an experience that is called B-Zone. And we went to a coastal dune, which is an ecotone in between the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea, which is an ecotone between the water and the sea land. It was beautiful because we saw nature blooming. We are designing borders as specific borders. What nature is doing the other way, instead of trying to split the borders and the people behind one wall and the other wall, you have this transition zone where diversity, it is more abundant in this specific place.
The biggest fish in the world touched me with his tail, touched my arm. It was an incredible moment. It was like I live in the ocean with this thing.